have to keep going. First in my heart.
Copper for your thoughts?
Really? Really? Oh, fine. I'll be here eating dirt or whatever.
A true pleasure to watch you tell the Archduke exactly where to put his alliance. One cannot embrace a viper, only get entangled by it. And we learned something. One chosen thinks to send us against the other, while they sit safe behind their defenses. Good. Gederick thought he was safe too. It would be irritatingly true to form, would it not? A Harper learns to doubt. To peer through every smile, question every look. Eventually, you find what it is you fear, whether it is there or not. When we cannot know, we can only trust. But then, that is exactly what a traitor in our midst would say. Isn't it? I have. And while I do not love my conclusion, that does nothing to change it. The Harpers are the city's best information network. With them out of action, we shall have to fall back on second best. Nine Fingers Keen.
A name known and feared throughout the city's underworld. The mysterious Keen runs the guild, which in turn runs every criminal enterprise in the city.
Nine Fingers is much more than a thief. Nothing happens in this city that she doesn't learn of sooner or later. How hospitable she will be to a Harper that comes begging to her guild hall, we will find out. Perhaps I will let you do the talking.
Is something burdening you?
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Almost pleasant traveling with company, if you ignore all the less pleasant aspects.
Let's talk.
I received a dispatch from the Grove. Life carries on there in our absence, just as nature intended. My chosen successor, Francesca, has proven to be a wise choice. Perhaps the wisest I ever made as Archdruid. One grand victory may not be enough to absolve a host of small failures. That is where true leadership lies. Not in winning a single vast battle, but in fighting 1,000 smaller ones. Making 10,000 difficult decisions. Finding balance where none seems possible. Day after day. I was all too eager to surrender my responsibilities towards the Grove. Perhaps I was never meant to be Archdruid, to be a leader. Still, though, I cannot help but wonder if there was more I could have done. Perhaps Oak Father willing, I may yet have the chance someday. Forgive me. The shadow curse occupied me so entirely and for so long, I almost missed the purpose it gave me. Now I must find a new one.
What can I do for you, my friend? Darling, I thought you'd never ask. Lead on. Watch your back.
Never a dull moment. Always at your side.
How can I help? Tread carefully. Let's prowl. Silent as the grave. Tread lightly.
Looking ahead. Breathe deep and move.
With pleasure. Certainly. Go. Let's keep to the shadow. Gently. Easy. Watch your back.
No time to rest? If not over, then through. I need a quick word.
A new client? What a thrill. For you? Latterly? Some call me the Great Collector. Others, the Merchant of Mysteries. But you, my friend, you can call me Skittle. Step up and marvel at the spectacular wonders on offer. Artifacts most priceless. Should one call a prison her home? The prison's pipes are a veritable maze of cracks and crannies. What a rat finds, a rat keeps. Captives have wants and needs. It is my pleasure, nay, my duty, to fulfill them. Indeed, my mirthful mate. Care to take a squeak at my fan-ratstical wares? My enterprise is a more covert sort. I do my dealings in secret.
A long way to go still.
Sharp as ever.
Careful, I bite.
Is that all?
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
You must count as something.
Basilisk Gate Barracks.
So, a vampire spawn and a monster hunter in the same group. We're not going to have trouble.
Excuse me. Since this tadpole, I'm barely a monster at all. I just want to survive, same as you.
I don't see a problem. As long as Mr. Fang there keeps his appetite in check.
We will be protected. You two must submit to Lord Gortash if you are to be saved.
The Steel Watchers are doing most of the good here, really. I'd love a gander at those schematics.
The truth is the truth. We trust our readers to make up their own minds. If the Steel Watchers had eyes, at least you'd feel like you were being watched by something with a soul.
Nortale's shelter. Refugees welcome.
Welcome. If you've need of a bunk or a bath, you'll find them upstairs.
I just don't want to lose anyone else, all right?
I'm grateful to be here, I am. But I thought we'd arrive as a family. Not like this.
The soap here smells funny.
Never heard a racket like this back home. Till the absolute arrived. Any good luck getting some kip up here. I'd stuff your ears if I were you.
Now, at least. The army of the absolute can't be more than a few days away.
Nortale's shelter. Refugees welcome.
Oi! I got my eye on you. You got the look of a troublemaker.
I just packed the papers. If you've got a complaint, editor's inside.
I keep telling you animals, if you want to buy a gazette, talk to the loud little shit screaming headlines. I deliver the papers. I do not sell them.
What do I think of Lord Gortash's still watch? Well, I am so glad you asked, Edvard. No.
Standard procedure. Gortash just wants to make sure that there is no misinformation.
The truth is the truth.
No time to chat, mate, sorry. Since Gortash donated this printing machine, we've had ridiculous volume to shift.
Watch yourself in there. Sarky bastards, these writer types.
Baldur's Mouth.
156, 157, 15... Oh, sorry, can't chat. 15... Shit! Where was I up to? Oh, thank Corellin. You're a lifesaver. 158, 159.
Afraid I'll have to ask you to stop there. Only Etfard's allowed to use the basement elevator.
Hey, cut it out, will you? I've got deliveries to manage.
You ever heard of this many guards for a bloody broadsheet? It's ridiculous.
Don't know about you, but them big metal bastards really put me off my flow.
Damn it, damn it, damn it! Still missing one link. Oi, shove off. Don't be peeking at my scoop.
All right, time to skulk about. Best be on my way.
You're not allowed down in the basement. Only Master Needle is permitted access to the printworks.
What's up for discussion?
Well, well, if it isn't the city's next celebrity. You star in our next edition's top story. Etvard Needle, editor of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette, speaking truth to power since 1450 DR. No need to introduce yourself. I make sure I become intimately familiar with my subjects before writing about them. We have plenty of ink. Enough to cover all your misadventures in this good city. Trafficking refugees into our city is hardly a good look. Especially when so many are absolutists and murderers. The truth will be out with tomorrow's broadsheet. People will spit in your face. Your very presence will be bad for business. You'll be a pariah, an outcast, as you should be. And then, we can only hope the fist do their duty and escort you to the gallows. Your days of scumming up this good city streets will be over. I would never reveal my sources, and certainly not to the likes of you. Besides, you're too late. The headlines are loaded into the printworks already. Tomorrow, you will feel the power of free speech. Vox populi, vox dei. Now, guards! I believe our distinguished guest was just leaving. Would you care to escort them out?
have a steel watch in every Baldurian home. Why? I'm glad you asked. It'd certainly help with the dishes. Okay. After the joke, you'll laugh. Leave him some time, and then...
Breathe quiet. Move with care.
People don't always know their own minds. Gotta keep them safe.
To contribute, my
You'll not find any
We
fearmonger
all
right
have to
here.
take care of each other.
Honest.
Once the washing is finished,
That's a friendly-looking shadow.
Just another crate.
These boots have seen everything. Moving in. Wonder what's past this.
You examine what appears to be a test print of tomorrow's broadsheet. Numerous corrections are marked in red ink. The content of the broadsheet is troubling. You feature heavily in the central article, lambasted as a danger to the city. The blog has a broadsheet article engraved upon it. It speaks positively of you.
Always room for more. Something over there.
approach the printer, noting its ink splots and intricate cogs. Before you can get closer, however, it begins to speak.
Oi! Gormless! Over here! Thought I recognized you. Dolly, Dolly, Dolly was right. You aren't much of a looker. I'm not trapped, you fool! This printing machine is just marvelous, with nothing like it in the Feywild. This is my paintbrush. I make sure everything that's in those big, ugly article blocks becomes fine printed artistry. I'm a master pensman, I am. Dolly can't stop talking about you. Hero this, hero that, hero here, hero there. Hello, hero. You know, there's some absolute filth about you in tomorrow's edition. Seeing as you were kind enough to free Dolly, how's about I do you a favor? Why don't we change the headline? We can load up something a bit less damaging for your reputation. Well, first, I've got to release the old nasty top story. Oop, there. Now, you've got to find a new article to replace it. Listen, mate, I'm already doing you a favor. I'm sure you can figure it out yourself. As the old saying goes, ours is not to wonder why. Ours is but to print or die. Or something like that. Oh, you've returned. Ready to sow some discord? How delightful. Paper's printing right now, pal. Should be on the streets tomorrow.
Let's see what this does.
have permission to be here. You're about to be ejected.
People don't always know their own minds. We've got to keep them safe. That's all.
You'll not find any fear-mongering here.
Listen, pal, if you're not moving my share of broadsheets, you're in my way. Shift!
These writers sure do have a lot to say. The amount of trees they must have cut down to print all these papers. And people complain about the steel watch taking up resources. Huh.
One day, we will. But not yet.
The hostel's up that way. You won't find better around here, unless you can pay for it.
I bet that hostel lady wouldn't make you clean the dishes.
What were you playing at running away?
Nowhere's safe anymore. No matter how many Gortash tries to jam
So you
down.
just disappeared?
If you ask me, I don't think Gortash even deserves to be called a lord.
That's enough of that. Lord Gortash.
Baldur's Gate's never going to be safe with the Absolute out there. Why would the Gazette lie to an entire city?
The paper says we're safe here, but we're not. We may as well be outside the walls with the Absolute.
To keep us all nice.
No point reading the Gazette. You might as well be reading the walls of a tavern privy.
No, a bit too familiar. Kinda terrifying that the likes of Lord Gortash can just decide what's true or not.
Despicable.
I'll never understand people who don't want to be famous. The more the people like you, the more you can get away with.
God's damned hypocrite! The blade of frontiers, all pomp and empty oaths. The sword coast's most dashing fraud. I trusted you. I believed in you.
Floric, what do you want about? What is this?
Lady Mizora told me everything. How you slaughtered your own father. How you crave his power. I thought you were going to save him. But you abused his current state to get rid of him. You mean to make the city bow to you, and you alone.
That meddling ghoul. Floric,
Save it. My duty is to Baldur's Gate, and it holds no place for Ravenguard's treacherous spawn. At ease. By the living gods, I believe you.
What darkness has fallen upon us?
Will, there's something you must know. I should have told you sooner, but I'd hoped somehow your father would return to us. He knew about the Absolute. I thought little of it at first, but he realized the danger before anyone else did. He understood that if the cult were successful in raising an army, Baldur's Gate would be doomed. Before the Absolutists abducted him, he told me that should he fall, I must seek you out and give you this message. Your father trained you in the ways of great champions.
You are to use those lessons to wake the worm under the city. He is oath-bound to answer your call and come to our aid. A bronze dragon, yes. He sleeps beneath us even now, awaiting a hero to rouse him. The worm goes by many names. Ansur, the waiting storm, the heart of the gate. He promised Baldur he'd protect the city if ever its existence was threatened, but just the once. Since then, the city faced countless threats, but the Baldurians overcame them all. There was never any need to call upon the worm, but this time, things are different. This is the greatest threat Baldur's Gate ever faced. Your father was right. We need Ansur's help. With him gone, the worm's awakening now falls to you. Take this. The legend of Ansur, an ancient epic, ill-remembered, dismissed as a mere tale. Let it set the path before you. Thank you. In darkness, I see your light. I will go and assemble any allies I can find. When the battle horns call, we'll stand ready. Unleash the worm, Will. Let his tempest swallow the Absolute and its allies. Good luck.
Curse that rotten devil and her forked tongue, trying to set Floric against me. She's a damnable inferno of chaos. What matters now is that Floric saw sense, and we know our path forward. We'll finish what my father couldn't. We'll awaken Ansur, the heart of the gate. I do, and so did my father. Go on, read the legend of Ansur. Then we can plan our next steps.
I am so glad you asked, Edward. No, a bit too quick. Listen.
A hero at heart.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. On my way.
Here it comes. I'm going to play with the kitchen cats. I don't care what the all says.
The Unsung Tavern. I wonder if my old things are still there. They could be of use to you.
Fear not, friend. The days of us proper Baldurians walking these streets in fear are over. Lord Gortash made that very clear in his latest interview. I'd recommend giving it a read.
Aha! The wide-eyed gaze of someone new to Baldur's Gate. Well, you've reason to be excited, friend. Our city's entering a most wondrous age. One of steel, of smoke, of efficiency. And we've Lord Enver Gortash to thank.
Shucks. This watcher has a short temper.
Keep right first of the gallows, please, for your own sake. Interference with flaming his property. Just don't know what the ongoing